podcast where we take a deep dive in all things ammunition. I'm your host, Audrey Mayes, and today we are at the NRA 2024 show, booth 8644, at the Remington booth, and I'm here with product manager Ronnie Evans.
Good to be here.
Fan favorite. Yep. We are here to answer a lot of frequently asked questions at shows. For those of you who maybe can't make it to shows that have the same questions, we wanted to cover it for you guys.
Sure. Yeah. Well, let me say this first off about the NRA show. If you have never been to an NRA show, you must come, because this is 14 acres of freedom.
I mean, it's a lot.
Right. It is so
very
much.
America.
You're not going to see it. You're not going to see it in one day. If you're going to really look.
Right.
It usually takes a couple of days to get it, but it is so awesome. If you love hunting and shooting and outdoor gear and stuff, this is the place to be.
Oh yeah.
No doubt.
I mean, everything from optics to outerwear to ammunition, like
guns,
everything.
ammunition. Yes, I mean, in our booth alone, we have a really cool camper trailer and a licensed side by side, and it's just everywhere you look, it's just cool, neat stuff that anybody who hunts or shoots could find very neat here.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
You could find your next favorite product here.
Oh, definitely so.
Easy.
This is where a lot of people drop new products, you know, and this is what we always do. We always showcase our new products at this. So that's cool stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's a fun time. And you get to interact with your favorite brands, which is always my favorite part of shows.
Well, and the thing also about the NRA show is we get to talk to the end user, right? The people who use this product. And that's the cool part about it, because we can have conversations with these people. They give us ideas sometimes, right? So, me and John Langenfeld just talked to a guy a while ago. We're going to go back and play with the idea this guy had. Does this make sense? What does it look like? So, but, that's our company's way we look at things is when we get to talk to our end user, we understand what they want. So we go back and make sure we got what they want. Otherwise,
What are we doing,
right? So it's a backwards thing. We have to start with our customer. Everything we do, we have to start with our customer in mind.
Right.
Yep.
And here, and at any show, really, they get to tell us exactly what they want. I mean, we're an end user as well, obviously. Yep. I mean, you're a huge duck hunter.
Sure.
But, I mean, it's fun to hear other people's inventive ideas.
Yeah.
So.
There's people's got thoughts about things all the time, and it's good to hear that. So you like that, and sometimes it's really good ideas.
Sometimes they come to reality.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so let's dive into our first question.
Sure.
One that you probably get asked a lot as the Shotshell guy, but where are all the 410s?
So 410 is one of those in the last couple, the sub-gauge market as a whole, we have seen just go boom, right? Everything from 20s, 28s, 410s on. But the 410 market, it just continues. It's like it's even growing more so. A lot of different companies is building the 410 gun. It's really a great round to introduce new shooters to. It don't have a lot of recoil, but man, we make a bunch of 410s.
Yeah.
The industry as a whole, we just don't make enough. So, this is one of those things that we'll look at as a company. We have our plan to make, and if it continues going this way, it will take a sizable capital investment to be able to have more capability, right? So, but we are making 410s. We make them every day. It's just that the fact that this really has blown up and it's just an oversold market. We are making them, but that's just kind of where the 410 is, right? We make them in lead. We make them in game loads, target loads. We've even got a bismuth load for waterfowl that we make, but we make a bunch of them, and it's just still not enough. So I don't know. We're watching it, but hopefully one of these days it'll even out a little bit. If not, we'll may do some different things to make more, right?
Right. I mean, the deal is people just buy them. Like, that's the answer, right?
They just buy them.
People just love them.
We will have some of our customers that come in. They talked about using a 410 as a kid, and they still love them. It's still neat. The 410 is big in the TSS world to turkey hunt with, too. So, but it's nothing going away anytime soon. So we'll always look at those things. But we're making them every day.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing you can say.
That's good to hear, I mean, I'm sure everyone loves to hear that. So.
Oh, yeah.
Another one that's really generic. Why is ammo so expensive?
So, that's one of those things where, gosh, we've seen our economy where everything's expensive, right? So, everything dictates our pricing is by our incoming materials. Raw materials, we see raw materials go up. We see, everything from the brass strip, copper strip, lead, packaging, gunpowder, trucking costs, and all those things like that. that directly hits us. So we're like everybody else in any other type of market. We have to adjust accordingly. We have to stay profitable or we don't stay in business. So that's the short answer of it. I wished it wasn't so expensive because,
for sure.
But that's where we are, right? So.
Yeah, I think a wise man once told me, good things ain't cheap and cheap things
aren't good. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, stick with us, guys.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. That's right.
I get this a lot. People come up to me and ask me this question. They have some super strange, unique cartridge that they're trying to find, and where can they find them?
So, there's a lot of things. Like I had a guy today asking about a 250 Savage, and I just got, before we started this, a guy asked me about a 350 Remington Magnum. So those are very unique cartridges. First and foremost, some of this stuff we'll load, right? And it might be once a year. It might be once every 2 years. If you can't find it in your local store, you can check out Remington.com. When we make a run of stuff, we put just a little to the side. It's not a lot. We put a little to the side that we sell for direct-to-customer, DDC. But that's one place you can look, right? So, but the thing about that is when you do find those obscure things like that through us, if you spend over $150, shipping's free.
Right.
So that's kind of cool too, right? So, but we'll do that. But that's a good place to look, is check us at Remington.com. If there's something there that you're looking for and it's not available, we have a spot there where you put your email address in there. So say, for instance, you're wanting a particular load. It's a 12-gauge load even, right? That's fairly popular and it might be out of it at the time. It'll also let you know, that email let you know, hey, they've run this. Even though we've put some on our direct sale, that means there's a bunch hit the warehouse. So you're going to see it throughout your regular retailers and things then. But that website's a good source for that. Also, that's cool on our website is you can buy a direct also is a lot of our accessories. We've got some really nice shooting bags. That's come out recently. Got real nice gun cases. We've got them everything from real nice quilted for maybe a target shotgun. We've got those. They've done real good with a floater style that's camouflage for your duck gun or something, or your turkey gun. And then we have our Gun Club line that's your stuff you're just going to run out real quick and come back, and those type of things help protect your gun things. So, of course, you can buy all of our cleaning accessories there as well. From the famous Rim Oil.
Yeah, everybody wants that.
And we have Rim Oil in every type of configuration you can think of. I keep telling we need to get a 5-gallon pump sprayer. But
never a little backpack version.
Yeah, the backpack, and it would sell. But that's there also. I always know that's there as well, and like a lot of our hats and shirts and things is there too. So when you go to Remington.com, you can get a lot of stuff there, and it's a good place for information too. So
also, be loyal to your local dealers though.
Of course.
Check that first.
Of course.
And then come to us.
Yeah. If you can't find it at your local shop where you darken the door all the time, and they can't help you, then look there. I agree 100%.
Yeah, those gun bags are really nice. I have one of the range bags, the wax coated range bags.
Yep.
My favorite thing.
I got one of those, and I can keep my glasses in it, my hearing protection, and all that stuff. I can keep it one little package, and I don't have it strode everywhere trying to pick it up and find it every time I get ready to go. Right.
Yeah.
So it's really handy.
I really like the magnetic clasps on it too.
Yep,
Man, I hate messing with buttons.
When it pulls over, it locks in place, and it's really
lovely.
good. So, really good stuff.
Yeah, check that out, guys. A question that is specific to you that I get every time anyone talks about waterfowl. They love those hypersonic loads.
So, we've been making a 3.5 inch in that for some time.
Right.
One of the things that we got in during Remington's acquisition and things changing, we started changing vendors. We had to for our wads. Wads is one of those things that we own the mold, but we're not in the injection mold business. So we have injection mold companies run our molds for us, right?
Sure.
So the HyperSonic 3-inch wad is the one that we've just had a lot of trouble getting it made to meet our specs. So we are currently doing another test with the current rendition right now. It looks favorable.
Okay.
If it goes through like I think it's going to do, you'll see 3-inch, 1.25 ounces. We're going to load BBs, 2s, 3s, and 4s. You should see them by this fall.
And that's HyperSonic Steel.
HyperSonic Steel, the 3-inch 12-gauge.
Okay.
Now, we are fixing to load some 20-gauge, so you'll see the 20-gauge in that. You'll see the 3.5 inch. but we're really having to do some work around the 3-inch because of that change in that mold, and it has given us a lot of fits. We've tested it several times, and it did not meet what we looked for. So we just said, we're not going to put something in the market that we're not happy with because, again, we're thinking about our end user, the guy who's shooting this stuff. Does it do what he thinks it should? If it doesn't, we've disappointed him. We have failed.
Right.
So this is why it's frustrating. If I had hair, I'd have pulled it out because it's it's one of those things that we know our customer wants, but we're just struggling getting it fixed. And I feel good about where we are right now. So I'm hold in there, everybody. We're close. Yeah. We're really close to the product that they are used to.
Yeah. Yep. Again, be patient with us. We're not going to put something out there that's not to standard. Absolutely not. We're not just going to put ammo on the shelf to put ammo on the shelf.
Nope. We'll let them know that we're close to changing the box on that. So it'll still be hypersonic. The hypersonic everybody's used to now has got the chrome on it.
Right.
The other one, as we run through these, you'll see it's got a gray, little bit different box, but it's the same hypersonic Lokt.
Yep.
Okay, just update the packaging.
Love that. I love that stuff.
Yeah. So, it works.
It's fast.
It's really fast.
So
really fast.
Especially with those teal.
You gotta
get them.
Yep.
So another great question you brought up, when we went through the change of like ownership and all that.
Yep.
People ask all the time, where can I find my parts for my 1100? Where can I find a new Remington 870? Can you explain a little bit about that?
So obviously, like you talked about back in 2020 when the company went through the transition and this, that, and other, and there was another group bought the gun side, ammunition side was bought by the Invest Outdoor. There's a group, Round Hill Group, bought that other group, bought the Rim Arms is what it goes by now, bought that group. They have a website up and running. That's the place to check there for any gun parts, right?
Sure.
So we don't have a lot of, we're not hooked to that anymore, right? Used to back in the day, I could give you those information, but we're just two separate companies now. This has been 4 years, so it's been a little while, and as it gets further away, the less we know. When it first happened, we still knew a lot of stuff about the gun side, but the further we get away, we're not involved day to day. So rimarms.com is a place to look real quick if your local guy don't have them, but they can direct you and help you out with those types of things.
Yeah, that's great advice. Still great guns. I bought a Remington 870 recently. Love it.
I've got an 870 Wingmaster that was my grandfather's. I've got Model 700 rifles that I love. They're good parts. We want them up and running.
Oh, absolutely.
So they're going through a transition. They're moving locations. I know that I've seen the news like everybody else. Right? They're going from New York to Georgia. But we want them up and running. Yeah. Because everybody loves that 700 and 870, and it's been part of this country for over 200. Almost 220 years.
1816.
So almost 210. So that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's an old company, and it's just part of the DNA of this company for it. So we need them running. Yeah. Right. Just like we want them there.
Just like we need hypersonics, we need Remington guns.
Yes, exactly. We need Remington guns. That's exactly right.
Absolutely. Moving back to the ammunition side of things, we get a lot of reloaders here, especially people who come to shows. Yep. They're really passionate about their ammunition, where it comes from, what goes into it. Where can people find Remington ammunition components? So
the one component we get more than anything is primers. I hear about primers a lot. You should start seeing. We've been really pushing the centerfire primers, large rifle, small rifle, large pistol, small pistol. We've been putting them out pretty steady for over a year now. So they're in the market. I've been to gun stores and seen them, right? The one thing we're a little behind on is the Shotshell reloading primers. The STS, 209 STS, everybody knows, right? Yep. Really good primer, works good. We went through some changes with equipment and new people. We've not changed the recipe of the primer. The primer's still the primer, right? But we did some work, and they started putting those in the market about February. So we're a couple of months in. So give us a little time, but you're going to start seeing the 209 primer on the shelf again. So we've been putting it out, and it's getting a little better all the time.
Gotcha. And
so that's the one we're kind of behind on of the component primers. Brass. I've talked to Chris Carson about that. They're starting to put out quite a bit of reloading brass, right? Bullets, we're a little behind on that. We're still getting some folks up to speed to make bullets. Those are a couple things. Wads, is something we're a little behind on as well, because as the wad situation affects our loading, until we get that, we feel good about that and how that we got a good steady supply. Once we get a good steady supply, we'll start putting out wads again. You can get the RXP and the Figure 8 and the TGT and all those things. But we're probably still a good year, 2 years out on that. I hate to tell everybody that, but that's where we are.
Right.
It's one of those things, again, we want to make sure we got a good product. It does what we expect it to do and can do it consistently and meet those requirements of amounts so we can offer it to the person that reloads.
Yeah.
So those are things that drive and we look at all the time.
Absolutely. And we don't sell powders,
Nope, no powders.
But we do have bags of shot.
Yes, we do shot. Now, I'm going to brag, but Remington Gun Club 6% shot is the best shot, hands down. Well, why is it the best? We still drop in a tower.
Yep.
That tower lets it form like a raindrop, and it is absolutely perfectly round. And then we run it over 3 different tables to grade it to make sure it stays round. We don't have any slag or just a lot of. We'll make sure the shot size is consistent.
Yep.
All those things, we do that to make the quality shot that we manufacture. Now, we also do it. That's a 6% antimony. That's
hard.
That's hard. It's the hardest in the market. That's what we're after for you guys that reload target shells.
Yep.
We also do some 2.5. And that's for you guys that shoot reloading hunting rounds, right? But we drop it the same way. We just have a lesser antimony content. We still grade it. All those things is there to make sure we're making a quality product for our customer. And you'll start seeing more of that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, the Remington shot tower can be seen from miles away.
You see it
it's
away,
11
away.
stories high. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yep.
So, I mean, it produces a lot of good stuff for us. And if you want to learn about roundness, shot ballistics, and all that, we do have a podcast episode on it called Shot Science that came out last week.
It's unbelievable how much what goes into making some shot and make it as good as it does, right? It's so important that it's perfectly round, that there's no misshape, because that directly affects the performance of the pattern you're after, right? So there's a lot goes into that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like we said, we make it, bag it, put it on. It's on our website.
Yep. Sure is.
Bag shot. So go ahead and look for that, guys, if you're into reloading. A big thing, Remington. We're so about our heritage, right? We're very generational. We have products that are our namesake. Obviously, what I'm talking about is Lokt.
Yep.
Right. Are we going to stop making that?
So I've been asked that before. No, we've been making Lokt for well over 80 years. And let's just be honest about the Lokt bullet. It's not a fancy thing.
Right.
It just freaking works.
It's amazing.
It works.
Yeah.
It just the bullet, the jacket don't separate from the core, and it's not a bonded bullet. It's just mechanically core locked in the center. I mean, we still hear about it all the time, and folks that's been shooting it for years, and then you'll hear some folks that's not been hunting long. They love it. It's priced right. It just works.
Right.
It's good stuff. Well, yeah, we've been making it well over 80 years. It's not coming to our product anytime.
When you think Remington, you think Lokt.
You think Lokt. Yes, that's number one. That is the number one product line we get orders for in rifle is the Lokt brand.
So
no doubt.
It's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. No, not anytime soon.
Even with all these new products coming out, we're still going to make
Nope,
it.
we're just giving you other options, but the Lokt is the staple of what we are.
Yep. And the same thing, Remington Gun Club is fairly new. Right?
Well, no, it's been out for a good 20 years.
Okay, well, then never mind.
15, 20 years. It's been around, but it is our introductory level promotional target load, right? So we'll get, and the hull is very similar to the STS, right? When we get, every once in a while, I'll get a question, are y'all going to stop making gun clubs? No, we can't.
Right.
Because there's such a following for them, and they work well, and we have to make those, right? So those are things we're not getting away from them, right? So that's another one of those rounds that we get talked about every once in a while, and Gun Club's not going away anytime soon.
No, Gun Club's all issue for target loads.
Yeah.
They have low recoil, that's what I use.
Yeah, they work really well. We've got multiple loads for them. We have it in 12 and 20 both, and everything from like 1100 low recoil, 7.5s, and we even 2 years ago brought out a 1250 feet per second, one out 7.5 in them, that kind of with a sporting clay shooter in mind. So We've got a pretty wide variety of what our gun clubs is, so you can find something to fit your shooting application in the gun club line.
Yeah, and they'll break them because, again,
Oh, it breaks them good.
6% ammo.
No, gun clubs are 2.
Oh, gotcha.
Gun club is 2.
Okay.
That's one of those things that separate it from the STS.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood,
So
yeah.
no big deal. But yeah, the STS, when you talk about STS line, you also talk about Nitro 27 or Nitro Sporting Clay. That's that same group. You know, why would I want an STS as compared to a gun club? Again, gun club, it works well, but when you get into the STS line and the Nitro 27, you're getting a solid brass cap. You always know that you're never going to have an issue where it's not going to scar a chamber or anything like that. A little higher end guns, or even if you're shooting your 870, it'll extract really well out of that. You get the smooth STS body that just reloads and it just works well. You're getting that 6% antimony shot. So again, antimony is one of those things that it's about the hardness. 2%'s application really is best in hunting because when it hits game, it'll deform like a rifle bullet would.
It mushrooms.
It'll mushroom.
Yeah.
It'll squeeze down. What does that do? It transfers energy. As it transfers energy to what you're shooting, it dispatches the game. You've got your bird, right? All right. The harder is when you want it to break something up. It punches holes into those clay targets. So that's why you have those differences that way.
Yeah.
And when you get into STS, you get the 6% antimony shot and all those things. It's the best of what we are.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why you want those. That's why you get those types of things.
All right, that makes sense.
Yep.
Anything else for the people?
You know, if again, I guess say it again, if you've not ever been to NRA Show, make sure you come down and see this. If you go to some other shows, you know, we'll go to other shows like NWTF and some of these things. If you're in that area, come to the Remington booth, come talk to us. We want to hear what you think. We love talking to our customer, even ideas or what you like, what you don't like, or if you have questions about things, just where's this, how's that? We are always willing and excited to talk to our customers. So just come to those things. You get a chance to stop by and see us, we'll be glad to talk.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here. That's why we come to these things.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly right.
Well, thanks, guys. There you have it, guys. Remington is on the rise. Like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to share this podcast with your hunting or shooting buddies. If you want to reach out to me or Ronnie Evans here, you can email us at podcast@remington.com. Thanks for listening.